Good morning, everyone. The last lecture we discussed some properties of root locus, and now let's start rules for drawing the root locus. Rules for the construction of root locus. Rules for the construction of root locus. Now, more or less, the properties are of the root locus are the rules of the root locus, rules for construction the root locus. So, step 1 or rule 1, locate the open loop poles and zeros in the S plane. Locate the open loop poles and zeros in the S plane. सबसे पहला काम क्या करना है, S plane में poles और zeros को locate करना है. Second, find the number of root locus branches. Find the number of root locus branches, and the number of root locus branches is equal to n, which is equal to p when p is greater than z, and n is equal to z when z is greater than p. And if z is equal to p, then n is equal to p is equal to z. Means the order of the transfer function is the number of root locus branches, right? Order of numerator or denominator, which one is greater in the transfer function will be the order of the transfer function, and that will be the number of root locus branches, right? Next, third, identify and draw the real axis the real axis root locus branches or sections. The real axis root locus sections. In the last lecture, when I was telling the properties of root locus, then I told you that in the root locus will exist in any section only when the number of roots in the right of this section is odd. right? The number of roots in the right of the section is odd, then only the root locus will exist in this section. Otherwise, the root locus will not exist in this section, right? And this is true for the negative feedback. This is true for the negative feedback, and for positive feedback, the rule will be reverted. For positive feedback, the rule will be the section in the right of which the number of roots are even will have the root locus branch, right? Next, fourth, find the centroid and the angle of asymptotes. So first find the centroid. Find the centroid. For centroid, use the formula sigma is equal to summation of poles minus summation of zeros divided by number of poles minus number of zeros. Fifth, find the angle of asymptotes by using the formula theta I is equal to 2i plus 1 into 180 degree divided by p minus z. 2i plus 1 multiplied by 180 divided by p minus z. This should be modulus of p minus z, p minus z, where I is from 0 to modulus of p minus z minus 1, right? And this is true for the negative feedback. For positive feedback, the angle will be 2i into 180 divided by modulus of p minus z, right? Now, next is number sixth. Number sixth is find the intersection point of the root locus branches with an imaginary axis and the value of k at that point by using Routh array method. By using Routh array method, if all the elements of any row are 0, then the root locus branch intersect the imaginary axis. Root locus branch intersect the imaginary axis. Find the value of k. Find the value of k for which the element of the row is 0. Substitute the value of k in auxiliary equation and get the intersection point of the root locus branch with imaginary axis. Find the intersection point of the root locus branches with an imaginary axis and the value of k at that point by using Routh array method. तो राउथ अरे मेथड का यूज करके हमें वो पॉइंट फाइंड आउट करना है जहां पे आपका रूट लोकस ब्रांच इमेजिनरी एक्सिस को इंटरसेक्ट कर रहा है. ठीक है, जहां पे आपका रूट लोकस ब्रांच इमेजिनरी एक्सिस को इंटरसेक्ट कर रहा है, हमें वो पॉइंट फाइंड आउट करना है बाय यूजिंग आरएच मेथड. और उसका प्रोसेस क्या है, which is written here. If all the elements of any row are 0, then the RL branch intersect the imaginary axis. If any row has all the elements 0, then only we can say that the roots of the equation lie on the imaginary axis. Right? So we have to find out the value of k for which the elements of the row are 0, and we will substitute that value of k in the previous uh, equation, which is auxiliary equation, and as we know that the roots of the auxiliary equation will also satisfy the characteristic equation, so on solving the auxiliary equation with this value of k, we'll find the intersection point of the root locus branch on imaginary axis. Next is number 7. Number 7, find breakaway and break-in points. Find breakaway and break-in points. So what is the procedure for finding breakaway and break-in points? If there exists a real axis RL section between two open loop poles, then there will be a breakaway point. If there exists a real axis RL section between two open loop zeros, then there will be a break-in point. Break away and break in points exist only on the real axis RL section. If there exists a real axis root locus section between two open loop poles, then there will be a breakaway point. Means breakaway point will exist only in between two poles, right? Only in between two poles, and that only if there exists a root locus section between the two poles, right? If there exists a real axis root locus section between two open loop zeros, then there will be a break-in point. Similar to breakaway point, we will find the break-in point, but the difference between breakaway and break-in is the breakaway point will always be in between two poles, will always be in between two poles, and break-in points will always be in between two zeros. Breakaway point will always be in between two poles, and break-in point will always be in between two zeros. And breakaway and break-in points only exist on the real line root locus section. On the real line root locus section. Means if there exists no root locus section on the real line, then there will not be any breakaway or break-in point, right? There will not be any breakaway or break-in point. For breakaway or break-in point, compute dk by ds is equal to 0. Compute dk by ds is equal to 0 and find the value of s. Then put this value of s in 1 plus gs hs is equal to 0 and find the value of k. Find the value of k, and the value of s the real value of s for which the k is positive is the breakaway or break-in point. Is the breakaway or break-in point. Next point is, next rule is Number 8, angle of arrival or angle of departure. Find the angle of arrival or angle of departure. Find the angle of arrival or angle of departure. The angle of departure of root locus can be computed only if there is a complex pole. Angle of departure of root locus can be computed only if there is a complex pole. And the angle of departure phi d is equal to 180 degree minus phi. The angle of arrival of root locus can be computed only if there is a complex zero, and the angle of arrival phi a is equal to 180 plus phi, and the angle phi is the sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or zero from other poles minus sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or zero from other zeros. And in this way we can find the angle of arrival and angle of departure. And the angle of arrival and angle of departure can only be computed only if there is a complex pole or complex zero. It means in case of complex roots, of the open loop transfer function, we will find the angle of arrival and angle of departure. And what is the angle of departure? Angle of departure is 180 degree minus phi, and angle of arrival is 180 degree plus phi. And what is phi? Phi is the sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or zero from other poles minus sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or zero from other zeros. Right? Let us understand this rule, understand how to calculate phi from an example. Let we have complex poles like uh, minus 2 plus 2j, minus 2 minus 2j. Here a pole at minus 3, here a 0 at 0, and a complex pair of 0 at minus 1 plus j1 minus 1 minus j1. If this is the pole 0 configuration, pole 0 placement chart or pole 0 configuration plot, and if I have to find the angle of arrival and angle of departure, then first I have to calculate this phi. And what will be phi? How can I calculate the phi? So for finding the phi, I have to calculate sum of the angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole. Let I have to compute angle of departure at this pole. I have to compute angle of departure at this pole. So to compute angle of departure or to compute phi on this pole, first I will draw the vectors from all the zeros and poles to this pole. From all the zeros and poles to this pole. And then I will find the angle of these vectors from x-axis. Angles of these vectors from x-axis. And to compute the angles, here this point is minus 2 plus 2j and this is minus 3, so this difference is minus 1, and this is 2j, so this is 2. So this angle will be tan inverse 2 by minus 1, so minus 2, or simply 1, 2 by 1, so it's tan inverse 2. Tan inverse 2. This is 90 degree. What will be this angle? To compute this angle, first draw a 90 degree angle. Since this is minus 1, this is minus 1, right? And this is minus 2, so this difference is 1, and this one is 2 and 1 3, so this angle will be tan inverse 1 by 3, tan inverse 1 by 3 plus 90 degree. What about this angle? This will be tan inverse. This is 2 and this is 2, 1. And what about this angle? This is plus 90. What about this angle? This will be tan inverse 1 plus 90. Right? Tan inverse 1 plus 90, and this also is the tan inverse 1 plus 90. Right? Now, let's compute phi. So, what will be phi? Phi is the sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or 0 from other poles. So, other poles are, one is this and one is this. So, angle is tan inverse 2 and 90 degree. So, 90 plus tan inverse 2 minus sum of angles of vectors drawn to a complex pole or 0 from other zeros. So, zeros are 1, 2 and 3. So, tan inverse 1 by 3 plus 90 plus tan inverse 1 plus 90 plus tan inverse 1 plus 90. And after solving this, I am getting tan inverse 2 minus tan inverse 1 by 3. This is 45, this is 45, so 90, 90, 90, 90, 270 minus 270 degree. This is R phi. And what will be angle of departure? Angle of departure will be 180 minus phi. So, phi d will be 180 minus this angle, 180 minus this angle. So, this will be 90 minus tan inverse 2 plus tan inverse 1 by 3. Right? This is the angle of departure. Right? Means at which angle the branch, root locus branch, will depart from this pole. And if I find the angle of departure at this pole, since this is the complex conjugate of this pole, so the angle will be negative for this pole. Angle of departure will be negative for this pole. Right? Now, angle of arrival. Similarly, if I draw vectors from all the poles and zeros to this 0, from all the poles and zeros to this 0, then I'll find the angle of arrival. Angle of arrival means at which angle the root locus branch will arrive at a 0. The root locus branch will arrive at a 0. Right? In that case, we'll use the formula phi a is equal to 180 plus phi. And similar to angle of departure, angle of arrival for this 0 will be negative of this angle. Will be negative of this angle, this 0. Right? So in next class, we'll do some examples related to root locus. Right? Thank you.